This is where they're putting that very steep, what do you call it? Retaining wall, thank you. Oh, here's the railroad tracks. So, one of the differences that was noted was there used to be only one track and now there's four. Oh, so I was wrong. This is where the,
Do they say why they want to expand from 1 to 4 sidings?
no,
No, that's a question. When
Because
the
if
engineers,
the one siding is up against the dock, a loading dock, the other 3,
yeah,
how are they going to access them?
are they just gonna store the cars there, or?
Is that a question
yeah,
to ask them?
yeah.
One of the questions was, I mean, again, I don't know if we're at, if there's a separate thing for vegetation, but one of the questions was they were using as a buffer, so they wanted a like inventory
Mm-hmm,
of what was there.
mm-hmm,
That was good.
yeah.
Now, you mentioned that retaining wall, it was supposed to be 4 feet and they had it at 13, was that?
That's what I read
the way
in
it
the,
was?
yeah,
And up in
But did
here,
that- I
they
didn't
don't
see
show that they're touching this here, except
here,
along there.
yeah.
Do you know where that area with the existing vegetation was? Well, it was one of the buffer areas.
When I've driven by it, it's like scraggly, not really like forested. Yeah, it's like low growing stuff.
So it's this border they're talking about?
I think they're talking
Oh, okay.
the whole thing.
The whole-
Yeah, I think there's
Yeah.
some on that side over there along Demers. There's some trees, right?
Where's Limecrest Road? Is it along here?
Yes.
That's the other side of the railroad track.
Yeah.
That's,
I don't know why,
I
but
believe there's a stream that
guess-
runs along the railroad tracks.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
a wetland,
Mhm.
yeah. But wasn't the switch the other way at some point, or has it always been this way? I guess it's always been that way.
I think it's always in that way.
'Cause
Yeah.
I've been
I didn't
looking at
remember it
like
right, but
that,
yeah,
but look at what I'm noticing, are these the buildings here?
Yes.
Actually,
that's
that's a
the
building and that's a small building.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, these are, I think, parking docks,
The
For
100 and-
trucks.
the trucks, yeah.
Are those the doors, the loading docks? Where are the loading?
I believe so.
I think the loading docks are all in here,
Right.
as I
That's what
recall, yes, last time. And these are parking places. And then this is truck parking.
Okay. Okay. So where is the main, before they had a main aisle between the 2 buildings where they were gonna,
Here,
Good.
so
This
that's
is it.
it?
yeah,
And then these are
Parking spots.
mhm.
for
Trucks.
the trucks?
Yep.
To come in and unload and load,
Okay,
yeah.
so the loading and the unloading will not take place on the outside
Those are
here?
cars.
Those are the
police cars.
cars, okay, thank you. Boy, it's very different, isn't it? Because originally the plan was for 2 buildings that were approximately the same size.
Mhm.
And they have all this car parking down here too. And still they don't have enough according to our requirements.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here's the 2 basins that we were talking about. They're not over here. I just misremembered.
Okay, so here and here.
Yeah,
Drainage basins.
yeah. And remember, these are the underground pipes that were draining into those basins, if I'm remembering correctly.
Okay, and then do they discharge, where do they discharge? Into this area here?
Yeah, but I think it goes under the ground. I don't see a pipe that like is basically taking the water here and here. It's only in between these two.
So it'll be a stormwater drain then.
I think it settles in there, right, and
Yeah.
just goes.
Although I did see something that said the infiltration ability of these two basins was not good.
Oh, I didn't see.
Hmm.
Is that why, what this compensatory storage area
I
is?
think that's the leach field for the septic system.
Oh.
Looks very large.
That's pretty big.
Yeah. I thought the septic was out there more.
I thought it was here, but.
Yeah.
Might be.
Yeah.
What does this say? Storage area.
Big water storage. Is that part of the wetland?
Yeah, last time they were building those basins partially in the wetlands
Mhm.
and in the buffer areas too.
Yeah, I think that's different than it was before.
In August.
Not required to do like 100-year flood or 1,000-year flood like we had in the year 2000. Do you remember that? 1,000-year flood. Yeah.
This is just showing the depth, right?
Yeah.
Of that little area there and a couple spots there. Well, this is existing.
Right.
Next is proposed.
Yeah, okay, so that's existing. And here's proposed, okay. Oh, so they're making that deeper.
Or just
No.
wider, I think.
Well,
Still only,
over here, it's only purple. Right, volume, maximum depth.
The purple is the deepest.
Oh. Minimum depth. Okay, I was reading it the other way
Yeah.
around.
I'm not sure if that purple is actually that purple. That might still be the wetlands,
Oh, okay.
right, or the flood area. Yeah,
See that little tiny change in color?
Oh, that's it.
that little corner.
So they're totally tearing, I mean, and my impression is they're tearing that whole area out. Turning it into a flood.
Yeah, but it's
Basin.
only, the maximum is a half a foot deep.
But the volume is.
I think it's
this
Very
is so
wide.
Yeah,
Oh, well, look at the size of it compared to
Yeah.
this little.
yeah. So it's
I
very
mean, it's
shallow.
almost as big as a quart, like 3/4 of that one building.
They're
So it-
removing all the like, the native soil and stuff and making that.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Are they,
Like, is it actually a basin or is it just a reconfiguration, like a compaction of what's there? Or-
okay, so we'll definitely talk about that one.
How do the volumes compare from one to another? Is it just,
Oh,
60?
cubic yards.
Oh.
So this one goes way up. This one went
So the total is a lot higher, right? It's like 42, 43 total, and this is like 175.
So what does this actually mean?
I guess this is the capacity of cubic yards of water it can store.
What do the numbers mean?
I don't know. I took it as different types, different plans, like different depth levels, like each one is a little deeper.
They're also gonna use this little area too, for 10-year, 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 that's storage area.
So all the water has to get there from, it flows this way and this way, right? That's like that's the lowest corner, you
Mhm.
think?
So this is what gets it to here?
I don't know.
Was this there before on the existing?
No, that's a new thing, we definitely need to put on. So putting in all these pipes to drain the water,
To drain it into these two and they're all connected.
yeah, and all three of these are connected together.
probably
Along
eventually
with
drain here.
this too.
Mm.
See all these areas
Oh,
are
yeah.
connected too. So I imagine this is drainage in the parking lots. Like, in the ground.
Sewers or something.
Yeah, and then this must be coming off the buildings.
Mm-hmm.
And because it's sloped this way, it's
Yeah.
all gonna eventually come.
Yeah. And over
And
here,
notice how this is smaller and it's definitely getting bigger. These are bigger pipes.
it goes under the road. And it's taking this,
Mhm.
probably taking it under that road, so the road doesn't get washed out.
Yep. Under that road, under that road, that's a road, and that's just a slope.
I'd like to see that modeled out in real life, like on a computer model to see how that actually works, if it works.
Yeah.
This is the little high point here.
Mm.
Under.
It's also higher over here, I think, too, right? Yeah, 600, 608. 608 is almost the same. Wait, what's this? Yeah, 608 over here.
So,
So this kind of slopes down as it comes in.
And it's also like, how many times in a year do we surpass the 10-year flood now? Right? Like more and more often.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's mapped for that, but
Yeah.
not even what it is right now. And never mind, it's gonna get worse over time.
Do we want to look at this one too? So this is
Sure.
current state, I think, again, existing flood storage.
What's the difference between the FHA, FHAS?
Flood hazard area.
Flood hazard. This is 10-year flood storage.
And this is just flood storage.
For now. So why are those two maps different? 10-year flood storage area, why are we seeing this again? Is maximum depth actually the maximum depth of water, or is it the depth of the land?
If it was trying to show depth, it would give us like some topo.
Yeah. So I feel like it's saying it can hold that much volume, 2 feet of water.
which is that the dark green? Yeah, right? So
2
2
feet
to,
or 3 feet,
2 to 2.5 feet.
yeah.
They don't want them to overflow, that's for sure, right?
Well, the
Because-
other, yeah, because here's their train track.
Right.
That,
Yeah.
Right, well, yeah.
the trains will stop.
Yeah, plus where the entryway right here, is that the entryway?
Yeah,
So, I mean, that's close, right? There's a gradient here,
I think it's a pretty steep gradient.
is it?
It goes from 600 to 5.
What they're showing is
45.
that this is draining into here, and this drains into there, and this drains into here.
yeah,
And then they're not showing it entering the stream by the railroad.
Well, that's the opposite of what we thought. So it's going this way. Yeah.
I think it goes that way, actually. 'Cause I think these are the ongoing basins, right? And I think in a massive flood, that's like an extra outlet, I would think.
This is like,
Could be wrong.
what does that say, 530?
Gets me is that the depth of these
yeah.
areas is only a,
531 is the lowest,
yeah,
I think, right?
they're not
584,
very deep.
yeah, this is 584, this is 586, yeah, they're actually kind of flowing that way.
Yeah, that,
Going that way and that way,
that green area is more like a floodplain. It's not a huge, deep
yeah.
reservoir. It's just a,
This is a third of a mile away from the C1 stream,
mhm.
right?
Yeah,
So I would just be very interested to know if there's, what connection there is with that C1 stream. But we would have to be able to read a hydrological map, I would think, in order to determine that, because that wouldn't be good. Yeah, having it only a third of a
Yeah.
mile away over this way, maybe. Where it is.
Right, like, is it in the watershed essentially of that stream?
They're in the same watershed.
I mean, is it like downhill directly from
Yeah.
that, or is it going this way and the stream's here? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's in the bigger watershed, but like, it would be nice if they had a like specific map to show the flow in relation to the stream.
Well, that's an aquifer map that we would need to look at. Like surface aquifer here compared to the deeper ones. Well, they did a hydrology report there, right? But they're very often have arrows showing you that. And it also is very dependent upon the weather, I think, also, and the season, and what's happening elsewhere underground, like, particularly with that Limecrest quarry. That affects the whole tributary area when they're pumping water.
pumping water,
Yeah.
not pumping
Yeah.
water, yeah. Okay, so that was the flood map.
Hmm.
Do we want to move to the other maps or, okay. I took down your notes, or the comments, I mean. I wrote notes on your comments. What is this? This is the land survey. Yeah, sit down. Oops, they're not connected this time. I guess we can put it there upside down? Okay. There you go. We won't mess it up again. I don't know. Is this,
I believe these are all what existed.
yep, this is the land survey, so I don't know if we need to spend a lot of time. looking at it.
Right.
We laid them out, right, on the ground.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
These all connect to each other.
yep,
1, 2, 4.
yeah. but it's existing, it's not the proposed. And I don't think anything changed on these.
Lot 6.
Yeah, I don't think this changed, because it's a current, it's a survey of current state, right? Oh, like today, or last month, I mean.
All right, so that's like the only change.
Okay, does anybody want to spend a lot of time on these, or, oh, wait, here's the riparian buffer. What's on this page? Six. Okay, no, I don't think we need that one. All right, so here's those railroad tracks and the water, the wetlands area. Their property ends here. And then it becomes the New York State Railway Corp. in
Yeah,
Lehigh
but-
and Hudson Valley.
The line,
Yeah, very narrow. And
over
then,
here, it's,
yeah, who owns this stuff?
Really wetland, right?
That's
Yeah,
like
like-
little plants.
Do we see anything that talks about what they're gonna do about proposed wetlands enhancement? Like, what are they defining that as?
Yeah, and why are they touching anything over here?
Say it again over here. And
Probably
then it says
proposing a mitigation, right?
Then it says proposed wetlands creation.
it was never clear to me this, how they're gonna get this property, how they're gonna have access to modify it. If they're purchasing it, if they're,
I agree, it would be nice to know what restoration means and creation means.
this is DOT property.
Grab my phone to get a picture of that one part. Well, we can certainly ask about it.
Is this the area they're waiting to get some reflection from the DEP as to permitting this area here?
I think it's everywhere. I think that's probably part of it. I think it's on their property too, though. To permits there.
Because they probably can't get permits on property they don't own yet. So I would think it has to be on the property that they've already acquired,
Yeah, this is,
right? I don't think you can, like, I can't say,
no,
I want a permit for my neighbor's property, right?
No.
Like,
and it says this is yeah, lands of state of New Jersey DOT.
Interesting. So do they have like a letter of agreement with the DOT? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
right, or they just like assuming that they're gonna get it, right? I don't know, I would like clarification on what the proposed wetlands enhancement and creation involves.
Actually, a good question would be, unless it's in all those documents, which I haven't gone through thoroughly this time around yet, is a whole inventory of what permits are they requesting? Which ones have they received, which ones are pending? Because there's wildlife here too, which we haven't talked about yet. Last time, in last year's documents, there's lots of wildlife. Turtles in here, I'm not sure, there's other ones too, so
I did rerun the ERI,
we did.
yeah. Or I don't know if we even ran an ERI last year, but we did have all that in the letter. All right, so I wrote down the notes on this one. This must be the other half, right? Match to 7? No, match to 6.
Yeah, this is,
Oh, yeah, this is a continuation of it. Oh, I confused myself. Yeah, there you go.
Because you're upside down.
This is the main train line and this is the existing
Yeah.
spur.
And they're gonna do like that.
Wow, that's
You're gonna make it 4, right?
and make it 4,
Yeah,
that's a
and
lot
curve
of
it.
work.
Yeah.
And they're covering the first track, they said, they're sheltering the first 2, but
Mhm.
not the outer ones.
Right.
I had that same question as Ted. Why do they need four tracks?
Yeah.
They're gonna be storing.
I don't know if I wrote that one down yet. Hold on.
Hmm.
Although Catherine Samad, I think she also asked that one too. Oops, I'm sorry. Whose pen did I knock down?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, anything else on that one? Okay. All right, this should be the new one, right? August 25th, 2020, does it say 23? What's that? Oh, it doesn't. That's like a 3.
Yeah, August 23rd, 23.
Okay, it is 23.
Revisions per Township Planning Board engineer comments. Okay.
Hmm.
Oh, wait, so.
One sorry.
Summary of waivers and variances. Building height existing, non-conformity eliminated, maximum 56 feet. Building height required, less than 56 feet proposed. Parking stall ratio waiver required, so 1,400 spaces are required. 248 spaces are proposed, and then freestanding sign area waiver requested. Maximum 48 square foot area required and 72 square foot proposed.
That's what I don't understand.
What
Why
was
do
the
they
last
need
one?
The sign area,
Parking spaces and the sign.
Why do they need such a big sign?
Who's gonna see it? Truck driver, know where we're going, right?
Yeah. 72 is up. It's up or back. 8 times 9. Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, how are you? Good. Yeah, no, you're welcome.
Well, I mean, that's a good thing, right? That there's less, I mean, some of the, we must have gotten our ratios from the state and just applied them because some
In our
of.
ordinance, put them in our ordinance.
But yeah, but, you know, just because we were earlier, so.
And there's the zone first and then the use within the zone. This is probably based on the square footage of space.
Yeah,
Right.
we're supposed to have
Yeah.
1 per 500 square foot. One
So-
parking place.
It's a lot of, it's a lot of
So there's,
space. Yeah, that's why.
and if you were being Costco or something, that would make sense,
Yeah.
but. All right, anything else on this page? Words. Oh, thank
Existing
you.
condition and demolition plan.
Oh,
Existing tree.
So this LOD is line of disturbance. So
mhm.
it's basically almost every. disturbance.
These are the trees they're taking down?
Trees 28 to 33 are to. American basswood.
Black
Some-
Willow.
some-
Curious with the big X's on it.
Maybe.
X marks the spot.
So wooded.
So this looks like some kind of light industrial already. That's a cross Demonis Road.
Right.
Cross This is DEP, isn't it? Our township property here?
I don't think it's
Or
that
it's-
close.
Oh, it's not quite that close.
Yeah,
Okay.
Price's Lane kind of shoots off. of it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Might be that fork there.
Oh, that,
Maybe down
this
there.
way.
Yeah, could be.
Okay, so 100 Oxide, they're really doing a lot here, aren't they? This
Yeah.
corner.
It's the
And one
conservation
here.
easement here. I think they're doing things in the conservation easement and in the transition areas, in the riparian zones. I mean, last
Yeah.
time there was lots of things happening within all those zones.
Yeah,
Does that mean there's a deed restriction there? We're calling it a conservation easement is, does that mean it's deed restricted?
I think it might be, I'm not sure.
By who?
This is just, yeah, I'm not sure about the one there.
conservation easement as per deed Brook 32, 36, page 85. Does that mean something?
Probably
Yeah.
the sale of that property that was named after this, like whoever sold this property preserved that bit for whatever
Oh,
reason
yes, yes,
at
yes.
some point.
So the question then is, this part is gonna, you're not really building here, it looks like, but if this conservation easement extends somewhere over there, I can't see what the lines are like. And that would be,
Yeah, so it's a. It's supposed to be all the way along here.
Well, that's interesting.
So they already have disturbance in the transition area? Is that what-
So it would
It
be,
is here. I don't know if that continues, because here it says 150 transition area, so I don't know if this is.
Maybe that line is not this conservation easement thing. Maybe it's this line here. The lighter gray line.
that is not clear.
definitely looks like it, too short and a long. Two dashes and a long line here.
This one is clearly pointing to that one. What does it say? Conservation, yeah. I guess
Yeah.
it's the gray line.
Okay,
So where does that?
$300 riparian zone, 150 transition area.
Oh, you're right. That's what that line is. This is the 150 transition area.
Hmm.
So, and the building is gonna be right up against this, or
That's where all the drainage is.
300? It has to be 300 feet away from this line, right?
The basins went into this area.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I feel like they went into this area too. They definitely did.
You equate that. We're just gonna put plants there and call it a riparian zone?
Right, let's see. Okay, so now they can, yeah, see, here's the line. And they're going right in there. Where's that line of disturbance? Oh, yeah, they still have the LOD, you're right.
That's
Yeah.
funny that they allow that to happen, that
here's the riparian. They're not going in the riparian, they're going in the transition area. Right? This is go.
That's the line of disturbance.
No, isn't this the riparian one? The line of disturbance goes here on the other side of the riparian zone.
In whatever acreage they're within the wetland or the buffer, that's the acreage they have to create or restore on the other property. Yeah, I think there's a ratio for that too.
On the other property, being that DOT,
Yeah.
Are trying to compensate them, but make more wetlands. Proposed wetlands.
I also don't think that just automatically happens, right? Like the DEP has to say, yeah, that makes sense.
Right, yeah.
That would have to happen before they start building.
Okay. Anything else on that one?
I was,
So is that also part of the work down here, you think? Is that they're gonna compact? It's 13 acres?
And why is there compaction? Is that from the previous owner?
Well, no, I think it's previously disturbed, they're saying it's almost 50, but then in addition to the 50, like 13, and then mitigation is probably,
Is that what this means? Areas of soil compaction? That little symbol? It's all right there in that big floodwater area.
but it's area of soil compaction testing. So is it over here because that's where they were testing to see
Mm.
how it would, like how much water would be able to be drain eventually in that area?
Mm.
but it's compaction mitigation. Does that mean it won't be compacted?
That's right.
I think they're assuming there will be compaction.
And then they have to mitigate, right?
Area of compaction mitigation, so they have to
Mitigate.
mitigate almost 13 acres.
But you would think that what's this called, the flood, towards you wouldn't want it to be compacted.
No, I think that's why they were testing,
Oh,
right?
oh.
Area soil compaction testing, I think it was, they were testing
Yeah.
to
These
see
are all-
whether it
oh,
was.
Yeah, these are all
compacted.
tests.
All the
sites.
areas they tested it.
Yeah.
Oh.
But essentially, are they calling it compaction mitigation instead of wetland mitigation? I don't see the
Oh.
wetland mitigation called out anywhere.
That's a good point. Oops.
They're disturbing 3 more acres. Well, the proposed LOD is 52, but previously was 49. So, but this right here,
It could be that ratio.
I was thinking it might be the ratio that you were referring to, 3 to 12 or whatever. 1 to 4, would that be, yeah, I guess 1 to 4. But we don't know where that is. Is that in that area, do you think, where they're going to do the mitigation? Because I
Well-
thought I saw something over here at one point.
Yeah, I'm just using that little symbol of the plus sign. That plus sign symbol is all in here. It's a little bit here and a little bit here.
Listen.
See the little,
Oh, thank you, yes.
But this says it has the New Jersey DEP comments.
area down there. These are all wetlands, that little symbol.
Proposed
Does it
wetlands
read-
enhancement.
Eyes per.
Enhancement and proposed
No,
wetlands.
it just says comments. That
Yeah.
could mean that we don't think it should be bigger or smaller, we don't think it should happen, or. They're waiting for this?
No,
They have.
that already happened.
We have this, the comment, NJDE?
No, we don't have that. It's revised based on their comments back in 21.
Oh,
The
okay.
last revision is revisions based on the township planning board engineer.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, so this is up to date.
So one of the key facts still though is that here's the center line of the wetlands. Here is the 150-foot limit. Here's 300-foot. So either way you look at it, they're doing things in this area within different areas.
Yeah.
And the transition area.
Yeah, the line of disturbance is on the other side of
yeah.
those limits.
So, yeah, like, I guess, has someone agreed with their calculation of disturbance? I mean, compaction? Do you know what I mean? Like, that could be their assessment of what they're actually gonna damage, but maybe the DEP would think differently. We should also probably look at the sequence of construction. This is dense. Can we look at the,
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry, I thought you were done.
it's okay, the sequence of construction, see if anything- and then there's comments from the Upper Delaware Conservation District.
Oh, I must have been making notes.
It's just to make sure there's no runoff like there is over as far as Newton Road from that tower. Did you see that? When it was raining the other day, where they did that cell tower, new cell tower by the R&B painting place? That road. Yeah, and it was just sediment, it was just pouring down right into towards the Fox Hollow area.
Oh, really?
It's like, who do we call when that happens, right?
Yeah. The same thing happened on North Shore Trail where they're building that, expanding that big house.
So that's,
Yeah.
They don't really say anything. Final stabilization of land disturbance. Utilities irrespective of phasing.
The only thing that bothers me with these is in the block on the other drawings, they said their siltation basins were only 1 or 2 feet deep.
Yeah,
And yet their contour lines show them like 8 or 10 feet deep.
yeah.
That's the only thing that really bothers me, except for this corner.
Yeah. 600, yeah, they're like 20 feet deep.
Mm-hmm.
Right, anything else on this one? Now I'm echoing. All right, we're ready.
Yes, I'm sure that's the bond, too. Did I do it correctly?
Ooh, I don't know.
Put that for Delaware, so-
Yeah.
I'll make a note of that too.
So this is soil erosion, sediment control. So there's now we're going to do like quarters, right? 4 different sections of that.
Yeah, I think so.
Do they really need all these loading docks? Or could they get away with a quarter of? That would be a question that I would ask.
I hope
Yeah.
they don't need all of them, I really do.
Well, they've gone up and down the numbers.
Yeah.
And they increased the truck parking somewhere else.
Yeah, yeah,
Which looks like they're having problems.
right. What's their intention?
Exactly.
This is the side along the railroad. I don't see the railroad tracks in here.
These were it.
Oh, these are the railroad tracks.
Yeah. They just end down
They
there.
just end.
Yeah.
Oh, and this is that safety road.
Oh, yeah.
The grass road, yeah.
That large flood area.
Mhm. Is that this where they were doing the drilling, right here?
Yeah, those are the testing sites.
You kind of remind me of radioactive symbols.
They do look like radioactive sites. Yeah, here's the line of disturbance, here's the area. They're definitely doing a bunch of work on that side. Railroad tracks, this thing,
Yeah.
Retention basin.
retention basins, yeah. Okay. All right, silt fence details,
Mm.
intel protection details. Oh, inlet, sorry, I'm reading upside down. Mhm.
I mean, they're just like huge reservoirs that the water gets pumped through and then leaches out like with all the sediment inside.
Nice.
How large?
I mean, they could be enormous, but this one doesn't say.
Okay. Tree protection, temporary topsoil stockpile.
Fertilizer.
Hmm.
Anyone know what the concrete washout is used for?
Do you see what kind of seeds they're applying? I don't see what there's. What
They're
kind of
being very
seeds.
general.
Yeah, like grass, they're just talking about grass. I think.
They must be. They're not going to try to plant anything else from seed.
Eastern native habitat mix.
For flowers, maybe, wildflowers. Mm-hmm. Oh.
Selects perennial ryegrass as cover crop for temporary vegetation. Okay, so ryegrass and then an eastern seed mix.
And where is that going? Around the drainage basins, maybe? transition area.
I don't know anything about this. Should we look that one up?
Yeah. What is a concrete washout?
We'll look that one up. I don't know anything about that one. Thanks, Ted. It's good to see you.
We'll see you next
Good
time.
night, Ted.
Night.
Yes, see ya.
Any other comments on that one?
Overall site.
Oh, like the thing that
Device
like,
designed for solid separation.
yes, so the water comes flowing out. I've seen it, okay.
You've seen those pictures before, huh?
Good.
Stabilized.
Basin access.
This is the emergency road.
What happened to that other basin that was in the corner? I'm only seeing two now.
Yeah, like this basin is not, doesn't seem to have formal sides, like these two seem to have. And this one is just,
Sort of the overflow area.
yeah. We still didn't see that septic system.
Right. Which we think is here.
I thought it was over here last time.
Yeah.
I remember the first time they presented, they didn't know where it was going to be. They said it was in front of the building, and then they said it was in back of the building.
Oh, well, that's definitely two different.
But,
places.
but this is a third place. Yeah.
So Christine, you know about this stuff. They're doing heavy-duty asphalt pavement.
Sounds horrible. Just
You're
call
being
that
very
an exception.
patient. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, if it is very important.
Oh, yeah, this was in the engineer's comments, show the site distance for turning in. So they had to add that whole thing in. And tired, so the truck comes, it's a lot of turning. And then the cars are separated. This building, like, if people wanted to walk from here to here, they're gonna have trouble, they should park there, but I guess this building's connected.
Well, where are the offices? The main office is going to be.
That was one of the comments too, is there doesn't seem to be any office, quote unquote, office space anymore. Yeah, okay, so people park along here, the entrance is kind of in this corner,
So you would assume an office is here. Maybe
if they still are doing that,
it can't be here.
no?
Maybe.
Maybe, I thought it was in the front originally, but now it looks like it's been shifted to the back. It's going to take a long time for them to explain this. Many meetings, right?
Okay, so here the trucks come in, this is the truck lane. This is the cars go in this one. And I guess you could do office space in this corner. I haven't seen anything that says it is office space.
Yeah.
New railroad tracks.
Just says proposed.
Wetlands creation.
Oh, okay. Sure, it looks, I think it says the same symbol, proposed fire access.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's this thing.
Okay.
And the proposed fire access on this side goes over the train tracks.
Here's this is truck parking.
Yeah.
Huh.
Signage and curbs. Do we want to look at that? We'll let planning board, zoning board deal with that one.
Sure.
Curb height here.
Grass pavement, grass pave.
So that was on the fire thing.
Oh, that's right.
Oh.
Does that come with a particular type of a grass that doesn't grow very tall? The grass paved, do you know?
Something that can take a lot of compaction. And, yeah, compaction.
This is blurry. Is this blurry to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
100% recycled HDPE plastic. Well, at least it's recycled.
Look on the bright side.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Comments to make on that one? Any comments to report on that?
Circulation, truck circulation.
Yeah. It's so funny. It looks so small, but it's got to be big.
The scale is.
Yeah.
tricky, right, to figure out the scale.
Well, what is it? Isn't the length 1/5 of a mile,
Yeah.
of a
It
mile?
was the last one.
Yeah, so that's like how many football fields? 3
Right.
Wow.
Oh, more, right?
or 4, something like that.
Yeah, fast.
Look at little tiny trucks. Little tiny trucks. Oh, man. More truck route, fire truck, okay.
Who did they go to for air quality mitigation? Talk to them about that.
Well, what?
Air
Air
quality
quality.
mitigation.
Because we have to remember that this area of the watershed it's shallow, but it is a bowl. It's a shallow bowl that can collect pollution.
Overall grading and drainage plan. Yeah, and we saw this on the other one. Small pipes, big pipes, taking the water primarily here and there.
And then if this gets too much water and it goes over to the septic system?
Because this is,
No.
isn't this much taller than
Yeah,
that?
yeah, that's.
This is uphill from that.
So.
Oh, there's the septic. We
Is
found
that,
it.
yeah, is that septic? Oh, SS septic system?
Yeah,
Mm.
that's, we found it. And there's another little one there.
Oh, yeah.
It's so small.
There's probably gonna be not a lot of people. That's interesting that they have to have parking spots for one parking spot for 500 people, but the septic can be. Like we could literally-
Microscopic.
Yeah, we don't have that many people with the septic.
Low enough version, right? That's,
Yeah. All the wiring, I guess, and cables, underground cables, gas. All right, we're getting there.
Mhm.
The top corner,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, this space is huge.
What is this?
is that water?
Um, doesn't have anything. Lower corner,
Mm-hmm. Where is the leach field?
they don't have it marked, as far as I can tell.
Unless that's it,
Yeah,
right? Yeah,
Oh, that is the leach field?
yeah. I don't
And
think
that's
tank that
the
big is
other
probably-
one?
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So let me get this right. Water is going to come in here near the leach field.
No, I think water's only going that way. I think, only because this is taller, right?
Oh, okay.
This is
So the
hillier.
flow is going to be this way?
Yeah,
Okay. And then where does this water go?
that's one of the questions that we have to ask.
I guess they expected just to,
That's,
So
yeah,
this
good.
water is gonna go this way as well,
Mm-hmm.
off the area, so it will go through the leach field. Also,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, all the water's kind of flowing from up here that direction. This is the high side and it's all kind of flowing.
so that's a good question, right? How's the leach field going to be protected in a storm?
Hmm,
All that water
okay.
flowing over, it's not like a sealed tank, it's just,
Yeah, it looks like it's a tank the way they have it pictured, but it's not. Yeah.
I guess not. I mean, I don't know if we can, probably it's written up somewhere.
is this the line
Okay.
of disturbance? That's what this is.
Yeah, yeah.
It's out of the way of like all their disturbance, but it's still like downhill from a lot of water.
Yeah,
yeah, that's, 100 feet, maybe?
1 inch is 40 feet.
Yeah, so that's probably,
Yeah, right.
that'd be,
100, that's 80, yeah.
I mean, it's probably on the edge of allowed or just over the edge of allowed. Or is that fit to be that?
no, I mean,
That's
it's,
a good question.
it's gotta be a field and not, rather,
Yeah.
instead of a tank, that'd be.
because that'd be a
Um,
huge
huge,
tank.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
100 by 50 or
Yeah.
something, yeah.
But that's one of the big questions, right? Is that they don't really know how many people are going to be coming through that building, and they didn't really know what the capacity of the leach field should be. So they've had to make some sort of determination here. So maybe they've erred on the side of it being as very large. you know, so that would be a question, you know.
Yeah.
A big concern, actually.
Yeah, I put it on the list.
Well,
You look at, this is the inlet, right? To the, it's probably a sloped rocky area, maybe? Look at the size of it.
Yeah,
I mean, it must be like almost 80 feet wide at the bottom there.
because those roofs are huge.
It's gonna be a lot of, it's gonna be a strong current coming through
yeah,
there.
and this water, this tube, whatever, is huge too, you can tell.
Yeah.
Oh, my
I mean,
gosh.
here, it's as big as the train track.
Wow.
Actually, what does it say here? 54 inches,
A lot of water that we-
4.5 feet
Yeah,
wide.
that's like this table.
4.5
bigger
feet
than
wide.
Yeah.
this table.
You could definitely walk through it. You're bending down.
These are 30, 36 inches or 3 feet wide, all these. $42. Oh, 45, so it gets wider. Yeah.
That's a consideration too. What is the, you mentioned the roof, what is the roof made of? Like, are they painting it white, reflect heat, are they painting it black, so it's a little heat island, like?
So,
Yeah.
I wish they would be putting solar panels on.
Yeah,
Look at all that base.
yeah.
But it does need to be solar ready, right?
Yes.
What does that mean, you know, to what degree is it?
The weight, they had,
Not sure what the definition of solar ready is, but that is one.
We can suggest it, for sure. We can't make anybody do anything.
that might
I'm
be a
hoping in my
condition that we could set on that, right? Is that, because, you know, they could get their, of course, they could use the electricity generated, but also the town could benefit from that solar. Right next to the other
Oh,
solar
okay, see.
field.
One of the rail cars is underneath, the other three are not. Then here's that little grass, the grass pavers. Ooh, if they are planning on putting
Mhm.
plants in there. In the landscaping plan.
Is this a drainage basin here?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And how deep is it? Does it say?
No, they're having 18 inches of filter soil media, 6 inches of sand, 12 inches, no, 12 feet of gravel,
Wow.
and then a ½ inch of crushed stone.
and that's supposed to be a tree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like 14 feet.
I mean, they're,
It says. This is a huge, the scale of this is just enormous.
Yeah,
Can't imagine.
I like the idea of the one tiny layer of filter fabric.
it's just a typo.
Yeah, it has to be, that can't be, it has to be.
18-inch through 6 inches of sand, like why would it be so much gravel?
Or is this all the gravel?
I think that's the,
Is that the
No, this is
layer?
the
Uncompacted soil.
uncompacted.
And what's the gravel it's pointing to? Yeah, no, they don't mean 12 feet.
Yeah.
They would show it differently. We found a typo. It's in the back. We're getting to landscape plan again. Storm capture.
Oh, here's a close-up here. Compacted gravel. Compacted subgrade. Where is this going? Outlet control. Oh, this is what they're putting underneath the pipes. Oh, look at that. Isn't this the, that base of that riparian area or the place that they were drilling? Infiltration module, okay.
I remember seeing the old castle. One of the earlier pages, yeah, there were a couple of areas.
So they're actually putting structures under them.
Make sure, yeah, if this has a manway access. it's-
Mm. Storm capture.
Yeah, and
Are the-
water's
are-
going in and water's coming out.
So these are like the pipes that you said before. They're just,
I think.
I don't know if they're pipes. I think they are a some kind of like,
Storage.
yeah, capturing, it says it's infiltration, so, yeah.
but then they probably have to go in and clean them.
It's probably like up by the parking lot and stuff when you have, would you have like,
Can we ask for like an inlay
It
here?
says, it says one-piece construction with open bottom for infiltration.
overflow trash rack? Yeah. I think the water comes into it, goes back out the other side.
Apparently, storm capture provides cost-effective solutions for site applications where stormwater needs to be detained and allowed to discharge at a controlled rate.
Mm.
Good.
You know what this reminds me of though? Like the combined sewer overflows in the city, like with these grates where it catches all like the big debris that comes through.
Oh yeah, outlet control structure. So I guess this is sitting before it goes out into the basins. Okay. Structure table. Storm profile. Oh, here's what we were talking about, like. So yeah, is it flowing this way? Proposed grade, existing grade?
So they're enormous. They're like putting them in the ground. That's, they must be putting an enormous selection of rivers in the
All over the.
to capture, I guess, yeah. Enormous.
storm profile. I'm not clear on what this is.
No, I don't understand.
That one,
Is that inlet to manholes?
well, if you weren't awake, now you are. All right, wastewater. Yeah, wastewater disposal area. See, that was it.
What's this one? Utility plan?
And then proposed 2.41 acres wastewater disposal area. Final size and location subject to detailed wastewater treatment design.
Yeah. So this is the leach field here?
Mm-hmm.
So water flow is in what direction did we say? This way, into this basin?
It's not quite a basin.
It's like a floodplain. Yeah, like a natural. Man-made natural.
Towards the riparian zone?
Yeah, 90 by 36. What is this as opposed to the leach field?
This is as approved. This is proposed.
Oh,
2.41 acre.
It's a big difference.
Yeah, wow.
How can you approve a leach field without like all the topography overlaid on it?
Wall mounted, this was like. Oh, is this the lighting? Yeah. I don't think in our last comments last year, we asked them to have timers, turn out lights and make it face down and all that
Yeah.
stuff. So we'll put all our lighting.
Add that in now.
comments. Yeah, see, all the temperatures are 400.
Yeah.
That's not good. Ready to move on from that one.
To bring my microscope next time.
Landscape.
All right, check out the plants. I gotta do. Shrub, individual tree.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so funny.
weird.
Yeah,
Everything's
little note
small.
on the bottom there.
What does this say?
The rest is up to God.
No.
It does.
Yeah, our team did its best.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
To God?
It looks like an email or something got
Yeah.
superimposed there.
Yeah.
Oh, the game is afoot.
Mayor. Oh my gosh, yeah.
On its way to Mayor Melham, hand delivery.
Oh,
bunch of other
yeah,
people.
that's it.
Sent
Oh,
copy to
yeah,
Mary
look.
Ann.
Look, it's like a whole email that
Oh,
gets
yeah.
superimposed
Oh.
in there.
Yeah.
Let's read.
Mistake.
True tech.
Ah,
There's best, yes, it's up to God, yeah.
But it's nice that they highlighted that.
I know.
We wouldn't have noticed.
Good eye, good eye.
Easter, they call 'em Easter eggs, or a little hidden thing.
You found your hidden method.
Yes. I want to see if we're really looking at these. That is odd.
So this is a righteous development.
Yes. It's the blocking off part of this page. We can send this back, can't we?
Yeah.
We're missing a corner. It's odd.
I read that they wanted them to mark all the trees that were over 12 feet or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Existing, right? Yeah.
Existing trees, yeah,
Yeah.
and not cut those down.
I know she asked for like an inventory of what was in the existing
Yeah,
fringe, but did she ask for details on what they would actually be installing?
beyond this, what's already here?
Yeah.
No. They're not saying here, they're just saying shrub.
How many more pages do we have?
I know.
Sorry to have to ask,
I know.
but
we
if
gotta
they're not
have
gonna
it.
be, maybe we could do like the other half
Next time.
next
Yeah.
time, because
I think we're almost done.
almost done, okay.
For this,
all right.
for this stack.
That's that, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
river birch, bottom, maidenhair, tulip, poplar, sour gum, American sycamore. Bur oak, Norway, no. Rose,
White pine is good.
is it? Okay.
Mhm.
Red chokeberry, common witch hazel, meadow sweet,
Yeah.
that's a what?
Native shrub.
Okay. Pinkberry, Mount Laurel, northern, bayberry. Okay.
This is the ginkgo.
That's a big
Oh,
ginkgo, that's right.
Really?
But I kind of like them.
I mean,
Because they're
they're
ancient tree, you know?
Japanese knotweed is beautiful.
And they
too.
they don't spread. No, it's not beautiful. Really? Japanese
It's a
knotweed.
pretty plant.
Oh,
I'm not saying I didn't spray poison all over it in my yard. All right, this is details where they're putting it. Okay, it's the same stuff every time. All right,
it's just a lot to digest.
no, it is. And we got 3 more topics. too.
But for 1, 2, what's the? Kind of where they're gonna spread them out, I guess. Oh, good, holly.
Here's the master list here.
So you're basically using the same things. I mean, I guess I would like more variety. It's all native, but you gotta,
Doesn't seem like there's enough to make it campus.
yeah.
Yeah.
How tall are these trees?
I think that was one of the comments that they didn't.
All right.
Hmm.
This last one is what, is a rendering, I think, of what it actually looks like.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
It's going to be beautiful. Look at this, I knew it. Look at this. That's the leach field?
Thank you, Neil.
Hey, where are
It's striking
Smaller
the
building,
landscape.
big building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the other entryway, and this is the,
Mhm.
okay,
Yeah,
Look at how big that is.
the leach field.
yeah.
Definitely visible from space.
Third stage.
Just the view from the proposed,
Yeah, I don't think these changed.
No.
That's why I'm kind of going through kind of fast.
So what are we at now, 700 square feet?
Yeah.
where the two buildings combine.
Yeah, something like that.
It's a choo-choo train.
How many cars are there? The scale is unbelievable.
18, they can do 4 in theory.
So just about
20
70.
trains, yeah. Wow.
And then here's all the bays. What bays?
Oh my gosh, this is really getting scary.
That's such a huge difference from the original plan, with the 4 more or 3 more tracks.
Mhm.
Need all those cars to stay there.
Oh, maybe these are different then because they're having the four, instead of the one train, maybe they added the other train. Okay, anything else? I think I recorded most of the,
So how do you want to work the rest of it? I guess we can look at our documents or some of the documents sometime.
yeah,
send
and
all-
send me additional comments. Mine weren't opening on my computer, so I was here early.
Google Doc.
But the one document that's really big is this one, and it's really just all the wells and the health certificates for every well. I don't know that we have any comments. It's not even on the property. It's all the wells around it. So
Not very close to the development.
within 1,000 feet. It's gonna be done.
All of them within 1,000 feet.
Yeah.
The one on the property, I think.
Yeah, there's one on the property, and then they also provided information about all the wells within 1,000 feet. It's in here. And then this is the flood hazard report, which is, we looked in pretty much detail. But there's, honestly, there's a lot of numbers.
So there's no new EIS.
No. I didn't see one. And I thought there was supposed to be one.
You would think it's old now.
Yeah,
Even the data that was in that one, wildlife reports, everything, they were a few years old. Like, it's not from 2020, some of that analysis.
yeah. Michelle, there's not a new environmental impact, is there? Summary?
Not as of yet, I don't believe.
Get with this
Yeah, if it was
package.
not in those documents, I think they're slowly collecting. That's why like today you got Harbor Consultants because they just submitted it. So,
So we don't have to finish our review today. We have
no,
time.
there still is not a date.
So I wrote our comments on what we reviewed so far, and then I won't write the memo yet until we. I was gonna send our original memo with the new memo too. Is my thought. Yeah, rather than restate everything again unless it's changed. Like I was gonna compare it and then say, we made this comment, but now when we're running the EIRI, yeah. That was my thought. But
And there was-
also include that one there.
Okay, and there's one also, addendum, right, for May.
Oh, okay.
You know, how did I can forward it to you?
I don't know if I do have it, because I didn't have that one either. I had to ask Michelle for it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it was probably in my email, but I tended to leave it.
A May
May
review of the
addendum.
same project, I guess. or
Okay.
Comments. All right.
All right. We're moving to public comment. You're being very patient.
Thank you. You guys did a good job looking through that. I'm glad because
Could you,
that's really important. Yeah.
Sorry, could you speak into
Oh,
the
yeah.
microphone if you plan on
Yep.
speaking and state your name and address?
Lana Tenieri, 93 Wagon Wheel Road. I live with my mom and dad. They both live in Sparta, so sorry. So I watched the last meeting, August 10th, and that was really informative. So it's a shame I wasn't able to go to that one to speak, but I wanted to just bring some comments that I got from there. I had a question or to lead with that. Does Sparta have an open space committee directly, or is that more just incorporated with other boards?
Right now, we do not have an open space committee, but we are in the process of potentially forming one.
Okay, because that's something that I think that would be valuable for the township, especially when we look into the master plan, and have collaboration with all the boards like the Recreation Advisory Committee and, Business Development Committee and the Environmental Commission, of course, and the Planning Board and Zoning Board. So that's exciting to see. And I remember coming to this meeting, this Environmental Commission, maybe a year or two ago, talking about open space. And that was, good to hear that from the initial comments I spoke and, learning that we haven't had an open space plan in so long, it's finally being addressed in some facets. So I really hope that we can address that. From actually speaking with you guys in that meeting a year or so ago, I've been working with the Sussex County historian, Bill Truen, and we're currently creating a new 501c nonprofit, the Hardison Historical Incorporation. And we're going to be taking the main priority. There's two different projects. Operating the Old Monroe Schoolhouse for educational purposes for students in Sussex County, and trying to make that a more priority schedule because it's really just like once a year right now. And then the other thing is looking at open space across the county. And our main thing is the inactive railroads that we have. So that leads into Sparta and my bias towards it, of course, living here, but that's a very low-hanging fruit. And as I do more research and speak to more organizations, I plan to try to do a presentation to your commission and other commissions through the municipalities that are involved in the project and try to get their kind of support in it and at least see it as a priority project for their township or municipality. And if we can get those priority projects, like a list of them, we can go to our commissioners at the county and try to get this project done, because not one municipality can do it by themselves. And if just one municipality does it, it's not complete. But it'll ultimately lead in and offer a lot of opportunities for the open space and Sparta specifically. So I have a lot of documents that are old, but I still find them valid and informative. So once those do become onto our website, I want to make it, public to all the different people that are at play. So thank you for listening to my comments, and thank you guys for doing what you're doing, because this type of stuff is very important. So I'm excited to see where it goes. But Sparta has a bright future. So thank you guys.
Thank you
Thanks for
very much.
coming.
Thanks for your service on the zoning board too.
Yeah,
Yes.
Have a good day.
thanks.
Thanks.
All right, reports. Dean or Christine, you want to go first?
Oh. What did we do at the planning board?
Well, the last one, we had the applicant request it be deferred for the North
Oh,
Village, the
yeah.
one that we reviewed here last month, the North Village lot.
That was the yeah, that was
Yeah,
the.
that was, they asked for
The
a
last
deferral.
lot in North Village.
Yeah.
So, and there is not a scheduled date so far.
I think tentatively it was said to be the first meeting in October. I think we were advised we had to pick a date to forward it to, but that could change as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, the Plan Endorsement Advisory Committee, I was there at the meeting, so that had their first meeting on September 11th.
Oh, yeah, could you explain what that
Yeah,
committee
sure.
is? Because I've heard that several times now, but I'm not understanding how that ties in to what we're doing and what the planning board is doing?
Yeah, it's a, Neil is there, and it's, so the township is going for New Jersey state plan endorsement of our town center area. We received it a long time ago. Since then, the process and the requirements have evolved a lot and changed, so now towns are going through it again with new requirements. And it started a couple years ago. It stalled about last year this time. There was an endorsement committee that was going through it. So it includes a few people, like someone from the council, a few from the planning board, environmental commission, a couple residents. And we work closely with our township planner and attorney to go through the process. And one of the main documents is a municipal self-assessment report. And it's almost like a mini master plan, which is why it's important, because it'll feed into the master plan work. And also there's a visioning process and what the vision is for town center, and so that will feed into the master plan. So that's just started up again. It'll probably take, did you get a sense, 6 months, a year? Probably to get through the whole process, because when you submit things back to the state, there's a big delay, and then eventually when you propose something, they'll react to it, so. But eventually, the benefit is, there's no downside except for time. And what we hear, the benefits could be higher priority when you're looking for grants and for loans and for state regulatory approvals, things like that, if they know your town center is in line with their plan for town centers, you get prioritization.
How often are you meeting right now?
Once a month.
Okay.
Yeah, once a month so far.
So I was confused. I thought maybe we were trying to create a different town center
No, yeah, this is the existing one that's been laid out.
by the post office and
Yeah.
that around that area.
Yeah, actually, if you look at our zoning map,
Yeah,
it includes a few of the zones that all start with TCC, Town Center something, so it goes really from the edge of Station Park, down Main Street, White Deer Plaza, up to, I guess like the Sparta Athletic, like the Ocean State and that intersection, and I guess it goes up past the theater a little bit, so it's fairly large,
okay.
yeah. So that's kind of planning board related, so.
Are the meetings open to the public right now, or the visionings will be open to the public?
That's a good question. So for now, they're not. For now, it's just we have public representatives on there,
Right,
but
but it's not like this style of meeting?
no,
Okay.
no. I think when the final recommendations and all that come in, it'll be probably shared at the planning board meeting. That's very different from the master plan process, which is
Right,
much larger, longer, more public input, different stakeholder groups and all that.
okay.
What else for planning board? Oh, the professional search process, the RFP
yeah.
process. Yeah, so, there was an RFP put out there for about 28 days or so for bids for a professional planner and for planning board attorney. So that window closed a couple weeks ago. The documents were opened up at in the town here by the town manager, and then they were sent to the attorney for a completeness review and to do some basic legal checks on all of it. So that's the latest status I've heard now. After that, it'll come back to the search subcommittee and then to the planning board and then interviews and all that. So it'll be going on for a couple months.
Did I hear the number 10 at that meeting?
You
That
did.
there were about 10 applicants. Was that just for the planner? Or was that for the planner and the attorney
It was for both combined.
combined?
Yeah. So,
Awesome.
I can go on to the town council, a couple things. So I'm going to cover two meetings because they've met twice since we've met. So August 22nd and September 12th. A couple ordinances. So one ordinance was recently passed. That's 2318. It was a key lockbox ordinance. So it's for commercial buildings, any apartment buildings, other types of structures that have alarm systems, that over time, they're going to be required to have an external lockbox, in a sense, on the outside of the building for fire and police to use in case of emergency. So they don't have to wait to contact the owner as long, or they don't have to break things if they don't need to. So they'll have a master key, and the commercial buildings in town will eventually have something on the outside where the fire marshal or the fire department can get in there. So that was passed. Also, there were 2 ordinances that were introduced and passed introduction. One was a food truck ordinance that was amended during the meeting, but it was passed in terms of being introduced. So now the hearing will be at the next meeting. And then also another introduction that was passed was an ordinance to modify the Environmental Commission ordinance, establishing ordinance. And it would increase the Environmental Commission by 2 additional regular members, and also add a high school student liaison from the different high schools serving our town, to serve up to a year, not voting, just volunteer, but to be involved with us. So, so that passed the first reading, so the introductions. Now it'll be come up for a hearing at the next meeting. Finally, so only because it ties back to one of our meetings, if you recall, 2 months ago, maybe, there was a gentleman here, I think his name was Mr. Parker, I forget his first name. He brought up an idea around Sparta Glen. And in the winter, it's the only place you could bring dogs. And also he was concerned about the stream and all the road salt that was being applied above that lower lot where that gate is, up to the second lot and up to the pavilion. So his suggestion was they close it at the end of that first lot and just salt that. So I brought it up 2 meetings ago, and coincidentally, DPW Director Jim Zepp was here, and he had recently received an email from the same resident, and they exchanged, I guess, emails or a phone call, and Mr. Zepp also thought it was a good idea. So we're going to be moving forward with that this winter. It's going to be implemented, so I'm happy to, hopefully he's listening or watching or something, but yeah, so
Yeah.
that's good. So, that's it.
All right, thank you
Concludes my
so
report.
much. All right, unfinished business, we have the Green Business Initiative. So recently, a lot has happened with that. A draft business presentation to be shared with various businesses was completed. And I'm looking for opportunities to do that presentation. As soon as I'm going to call it the wrong thing, the business committee starts, like to get on the agenda for that. In addition, I've reached out to a couple places that seemed like they might be places that would be interested in registering. One of them was the Chelsea Senior Living Center, and Keene University, the one that's in Sparta, obviously, not the one that's, I don't even know where the
Oh,
other one is.
Skylands.
Yep.
Yeah.
Keene Skylands.
Mhm.
I haven't heard back from either of them, but I did share the information with them. And the third one was the Church Mouse Thrift Store. So I started a list of other organizations that we should probably reach out to. I'll share that list with everybody as well as the presentation, and you can certainly add to the list, and we'll go from there. I also went to the Sussex County Chamber of Commerce to share information about the New Jersey Sustainable Registry and our Green Business Initiative, and I'm going to go to the Sparta Chamber next Tuesday.
Great.
If anybody
great.
wants to join me, I think you can join, Christine, right? I don't know.
I probably can, depending on the day and the time.
Okay.
Yeah, did you do the presentation? Did you make the business presentation?
Yeah.
Okay, and what guidelines, did you get the guidelines from the chamber or ANJAC, or what was I'm just
No, I
curious.
use the New Jersey Sustainable Business Registry information.
Okay.
I'll share it with you. You can provide feedback. It's
Interesting.
still draft, so.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just curious, what are we asking the businesses to do? What are we trying to help them achieve
In the grant, we outlined that they would register with New Jersey Sustainable Business Registry. And through that process, there's a form you have to submit. And not only do you have to say the different ways that you're a green business, but you also have to provide some proof of one. There's like different pillars of ways, like as an example, you could use energy or using LED lights or something like that.
Okay.
And you have to submit a report that shows the improvement that you've made in that area.
Okay.
Or if you're increased your recycling, you have to submit information about that.
Is it retroactive or is it from this point on? You have to show the progress or is it?
No,
something
it's
that-
actually retroactive. You
Oh,
have
it
to
is.
say,
So in
like,
the
in
past you
22,
did it.
here's what we weren't recycling, and in 23, we were, and here's the improvement.
Great.
I'll share it with everybody.
Sure.
Open space planning. So we did have a question out to the town lawyer and to Corey, I always forget his last name, Stoner, about do we need to go out for an RFP for the open space plan, or can we just ask for proposals from different organizations, like we had Land Conservancy here? Can we just ask them to submit a proposal for creation? At this point, I guess all of our options are open, so we just need to figure out, what we want to do. Do we think it's a good idea to go out for request for proposal, or should we ask the Land Conservancy? I think her name was Barbara,
Barbara
right?
Davis.
Barbara, to submit a proposal and see what they come back with. So I'm looking for feedback on that. This is a new process for me.
Well, it's, from what the young man says and from what most of the people who have come to speak about open space have indicated is that the public seems to like that idea, that we would form a committee that involves, a cross-section of our population and the government here.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you that I just found out today that even Frelinghuysen has an open space plan done by the New Jersey Land Conservancy, as well as Lafayette, as well as Vernon. And the benefit of that is that they know the area. They know the area and the region, and they are very familiar, of course, with natural resources management. And I really do not think we will get that from applicants for a town planner, and that was suggested by someone at some point at a different meeting. You're just not going to get that. So you're not going to get back that balance that I believe the public really is looking for, development versus the natural resources being conserved. And so, I mean, that would be one. I don't know of any others, but that would be one organization that, we should definitely allow her to do that, because I think she does want to do a proposal for us. She just needs the go-ahead at this point from us.
Yeah.
And then where does that proposal go?
Comes back to us, I think. And depending on costs, we have to then evaluate if we would need an RFP or not, right? Because I think over a certain dollar limit, then you have to go out for a request for proposal. Is that how that works?
There is a cap,
right?
yeah, so
know what that
depending
is?
on how that comes back.
Because she did give us a ballpark, so. Yeah, I think it was around 15,000.
Yeah, I don't think that's, no, yeah.
The main question would be, do we have to get another one? But that's under the threshold.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think the other question was if we could even apply to New Jersey Highlands Council, not coalition, for grant for that.
And Corey Stoner has offered his help with
Oh, okay.
coordinating that.
Okay. So is it correct though? So the answer we got from the initial question, we don't have to do an RFP. for this?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
One of two ways, and one of the ways is an RFP, but the other ways is not doing an RFP.
yeah, I think, I
guess
mean, based on the
we can
knowledge
make-
here from everyone, we can pick one or two and just ask for proposals and bids. I mean, this is the commission or the group of people that would be able to recommend potential vendors, partners. So we have one in mind. If there are others, we can maybe ask for two or three. If there aren't others, then you can just start with that, I believe.
Okay.
I mean, we all had a taste already of that experience, and I think
Yeah.
pretty much pleasantly, satisfied with that, at least so far. That'd be my approach. Yeah.
Linda, do you know of any other groups like the New, how can you top the New Jersey Land
Oh, you
Conservancy?
can't. I know Bob Knase does them, as a consultant, Bob Knase.
Oh, yeah, Bob Knase.
And then like, the I always forget her name, the planning consultant in Newton, she has some affiliation with Sparta, Caldwell. Yeah. But she's not an expert on like natural resources. She'd be approaching it from a different aspect, but I do believe that she does those as well. And the one thing, if we do want a public comment period that can eventually feed into the master plan, like if we want to use those resources to like make it, one less thing in that process, but also just something that will stand up to the level of research and public comment that a master plan has to have. Then I don't know, like if a Bob Knase would do something like that, because he's just an independent person, as opposed to, I don't know what a small planning firm would do. They may do like public charrettes and whatever, but certainly the Land Conservancy does. So
Yeah.
just to evaluate the three things I
Yeah.
threw out there.
Yeah.
I don't,
So why don't we, it sounds like the path forward is to definitely go back to Barbara and ask for a proposal. And then based on what we get, we can decide if we want to move forward with asking other folks or an RFP process. Does that make sense? That's what I'm hearing.
It does. We can ask around and see if there's any other else that can help us with that.
Okay,
Because it is good to have a couple
okay.
to compare. I just don't know who else would do that type of extensive plan and has so much experience.
It's hard to beat the experience, especially with our region of the
Yeah.
state too.
Absolutely. And I was encouraged a little bit by hearing that the planning board hopes to definitely consider an open space plan. That's what I heard the chairwoman say
Yeah.
when somebody from the public was concerned about what we were doing along those lines.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and it was, as part of the master plan work, we'd have to do one. So again, it's key that this work feeds into that and is aligned with, it fits that need. We don't want to have to go out and do two within 6 months or something. Yeah.
Do we need to look and do both the Highlands Council and a request from a proposal from Land Conservancy simultaneously? Or is it because we know there's going to be a cost associated with it. So do we know a threshold that if it's under, we would have funding within the township to be able to pay for it outright? Or do we know at this point we need grant funding to bring to the table? Because then maybe it makes sense to do both kind of at the same time.
Yeah, until we know the ballpark of the cost, I think that's the problem. That's why we need the proposals first. And then we can say, oh, one or two is coming in $20,000 or whatever it is. And then we can approach Highland Council at that point.
two questions. The planning board owns the master plan, so they have to like you said, they have to want us to do this. Is that right?
that they're part of the process.
Yeah. And then the person in the town that would actually write a check, do we need them to, because there was some pushback at the town council meeting about this idea. So if the planning board wants it and we want it and we give it to the professional from the town, will it just be purchased, or do we have to go through some process within the town?
If we can get grant money, that solves that issue, of course. After that, though, it would have to be approved. That's my understanding, right? I don't think there's enough money in the EC budget to just go.
There
and-
is
No.
there is not.
We don't have that
So
much.
either way, the grant is the way you want to go.
Yeah.
But
Don't we
the,
have an open space fund? I know that they can pay for master plans and open space plans.
That can help.
Do.
I'm sure there is.
I'm not sure what the balance is, but
Yeah.
we do, yeah.
but it's always good to apply for the grant either way because of the fact that the Highlands and the Barbara Davis both said that there is grant funding. So I would say go for it.
So we can then reach out to the Highlands Commission directly now.
Well, I want to reach out to Barbara first so that we can get some idea of the ballpark of the cost. Yeah, and then we
Then we
can,
can ask the township attorney the official way of going about doing this if we have to, you know. But I think starting off with at least an initial point, consider she gave her time here.
the other thing I was thinking is we could ask the Sussex County Open Space Committee if they have a recommendation of somebody for that.
That's a great
So I'll reach
idea.
out to them too and see what they say.
To Christine's point, though, when I was listening to the Highlands Council and they were talking about the grant, I think they said it takes time for that grant.
That's why I was asking, just to see if like there's a big lag time in getting that money, then that would delay Barbara Davis's group or whoever else is gonna do the work from being able to get started.
Because we know we're gonna use we wanna use the Highlands Council. It doesn't matter whether it's New Jersey Land Conservancy, Bob Canese, or whoever you find out about from the Sussex County.
We can
Open
kind of
Space.
parallel track it,
So-
just get the ball rolling.
So
with the-
we need
yeah.
somebody needs to do that, start that process. Because the town council's gonna need to know what the balance is,
Mhm.
right? Because maybe it's only $5,000 or $10,000 and then, the cost would be less. But that's gonna be very important, and I specifically remember them saying that you need to do this now. You need to apply for this now. Because it could be months out, maybe even a year out before you get that grant money.
And the Highlands Council has gone through this probably so many times already, they probably have a standard process and steps and
Yeah.
guidance for how
And I
we
don't think
approach this.
reaching out for the information would set anything in motion.
Okay, I'll reach
unless
out to
we
them,
need to.
too then.
We also have a grant writer.
Right. If we need to actually write a grant,
Assist with the whole process.
yeah. Okay, great. And finally, oh, sorry, any other unfinished business that I've missed? Everybody know?
Not for the
Okay.
Dean,
open
I
space.
don't know if it's a big deal, Dean, or not, but just because we are out there and live and whatnot, Jim Zepp received the Environmental Commission's submission from the gentleman that was here on the salt. I happened to forward it to him that same day.
Ah,
So it
okay.
didn't actually come from him. I just didn't, I was thinking about it. I'm like, maybe I should just say that on the record that it was more or less, this is what happened. I talked to Sam and then I got the approval to say, go ahead, send it to Jim. Just happened to be the same night as the council. meeting.
Oh, I see,
So
okay,
it
excellent.
was,
okay.
but was there conversation after that with him or something else? Yeah, there
Yeah,
could have been. So.
Okay, oh, I didn't know that background, okay.
That's all
good,
right.
yeah.
I figured we better correct it just in
Yeah.
case.
Okay, thanks, yep,
Thanks.
good.
All right, lastly, the new business is Neil has been appointed to the master plan subcommittee also, so he's gonna be busy. I was gonna ask if you could, on a regular basis after the meetings, just report what's happening, or if you need support or anything, just let us know.
I applied to be on it too.
Oh, you did?
Just when I saw that you were on.
Okay, cool. All right, great. Maybe you can both tell us what's going on. Awesome. All right, any other new business?
I do.
Okay.
I do, but this will be short. We're going to have a fall watershed cleanup again this year in the Pollenskill, and I would like to invite all of you to join together. And it doesn't have to be necessarily in the Pollenskill, but if we could join together and choose an area in Sparta as a group and invite our green team also to join us, like we did last year. I think it was at this time, wasn't it?
Can we put it out on social media too and stuff?
Social media.
Okay.
And I've already spoken to Robin Hattersley, who's the Clean Communities Coordinator, works over with Jim Zepp. And he's been copied in, and she said that she's going to send it out to schools and to post it on the website. But the other thing would be the green team, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and us agreeing one day, it's going to be a week this year, not just a weekend. So anytime during that week from the 8th to the 14th.
Okay.
We could after work or on a Saturday or Sunday.
Can I send
gather.
out a doodle poll to get a date potentially? Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll
Thank you.
send out a doodle poll to get that.
I know in the past, we've done the area above Stop and Shop there on 517 by the 15 interchange. So last year, a couple of us did that. I think it was just 3, maybe. It was it was October. Yeah, it was a little crowd. That's always an option too. But this will be good if we have other volunteers too for the green team.
Yeah.
Wherever it is, it'd be great.
We could ask Jim Zepp for an area that he recommends, perhaps.
That's a good idea too. Can you ask Jim about that? And I'll send out a doodle poll so we can at least get this team on a day that's good. And then we'll share that with everybody.
And the last thing I'd like to ask, and maybe you know the answer to this, maybe you don't, maybe we need the engineer, but did somebody apply for that stormwater, 25,000 stormwater grant from the NJDEP for Tier A communities?
I think we need to confirm. I did ask Sam again after a meeting.
It's just a little application.
Yeah, it's like a
just-
one-pager.
Well, it's a one page. It's not like a big, they call it a grant, but it's really just a little application.
Yeah, I think
Because
he's
everybody
familiar with
gets it, but there's a deadline, and the deadline is coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that our grant writer is on top of it and has been working with Jim Zepp and our engineer on that.
I could do it. I could do it right now in 3 minutes, fill it out and just have Dean sign it, and there's 2 other signatures in the town. It's not a
Yeah, I-
huge thing.
Yeah.
I would just have to check the monthly report, see if it was actually submitted or not.
Yeah. I did mention to him again, but I'm not sure we.
Yeah, no, our
Exactly
grant
what he's
writer
talking
is
about,
on
yeah.
top of a lot of the grants that she's like, here's the deadline, so I'll
Yeah.
check.
Thank you very much.
Actually, Christine, would you be able to, I know you sent it to me again once, maybe you can send the copy of it to Michelle, so she'll have it in
Sure.
front of her, just so you know what it's called, the exact name of it, because they
Okay.
sound similar a lot
All
of
right, so I have
times.
2
Yeah, that's why I
homework
can match
assignments.
it.
Just say, here's this, it's the one, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anybody have anything else?
Yeah, I'd just like to invite the Environmental Commission members and anyone from the Green Team or in the township to the 5th Annual Northwest New Jersey Rivers Conference, which is on Saturday, September 30th at Centenary University in Hackettstown. There are going to be 12 different workshops throughout the day on a variety of open space and recreation topics. Everything from one of the workshops is about warehouse planning and minimizing the threats to natural lands, which might be of interest. Enhancing climate resiliency through regional planning, turning your historic site into a visitor destination. So I think it's just a lot of relevant topics for this group and people interested in protecting the environment.
Great.
Can you share the information via email? I
Yes.
might have it, but.
Yes,
yeah.
the registration can be done online at northwestnewjerseyrivers.org, and it's $30 to attend, and scholarships are available if anyone needs them.
Awesome. We can send that out to the green team too. Perfect.
I've been to few of those, and they've been great, so.
They're
I'd recommend them.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been planning on registering, I just haven't done it yet.
Yeah. All right. Anything else for the good of the township and the environment? All right. Late one tonight. Meeting adjourned at 9:16. Oh, motion to adjourn, sorry.
Second?
Yeah.
All right, all in favor?
Hi.
Aye.
No,
No.
Neil did.
Neil did.
Neil did, yeah.
Oh, new voice.
Is it possible for me to